favor of freedom of speech. Yeah. And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously...
Who is going to
you accept that
decide
misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Too late. That was the message Elon Musk delivered. Not in a tweet, not in a press conference, but in a courtroom, with the weight of an $80 million defamation lawsuit slamming down like a judge's gavel on daytime television royalty. For months, Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts at The View mocked him, twisted his image, turned his family into punchlines. But the laughter is gone now. The cameras are rolling, but the jokes are silent. And Elon Musk? He's not laughing. He's not joking. He's suing. The man who revolutionized tech, space, and social media is now taking aim at an entirely different frontier: accountability in the media. And this time, he's not interested in headlines. He wants a verdict. It started innocently enough, or so they claim. A segment aired on The View featuring a heartwarming clip of Elon Musk walking hand in hand with his son, XAA-12, through a youth tech event in San Francisco. Cameras captured them laughing, coding, bonding. It was rare, unfiltered, real.
Freedom of speech. Yeah. And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
For once, the internet didn't pile on. It celebrated. Elon, the controversial billionaire, humanized in a single moment. The public praised his parenting. Social media flooded with admiration. Twitter threads praised his fatherhood. TikTok edits poured in. Instagram pages lit up with the caption, "Can we build a rocket like yours, Dad?" But the next morning, everything changed. The segment opened on The View, and within seconds, the knives came out. Joy Behar started the ambush with a scoff and a theatrical smirk. "Oh, look, the Twitter king is now a doting dad, please." Laughter followed. Then Sunny Hostin jumped in, rolling her eyes. "That's not parenting, that's PR. This man has lawsuits, scandals, and layoffs under his name."
Musk now asking a federal tech check. It is getting spicy now, Steve.
Yeah, Carl, spicy to say the least, with Musk ramping up this.
Now he parades his kid around at tech events, textbook image rehab. The audience laughed harder. And then came Whoopi, leaning back, tilting her head, eyes twinkling with mischief. I mean, I don't care if your kid's name is an algebra equation. If you bring your child to a conference full of cameras, it's not about bonding, it's about headlines, and maybe ego.
X is an adorable name, and perhaps a grown woman who named herself Whoopi should refrain from mocking a 4-year-old for the name his parents.
The crowd roared, but not everyone was laughing, because what none of them seemed to realize or care about was that Elon Musk had already lived through unimaginable pain. The death of his first child, Nevada, at just 10 weeks old. A tragedy so profound, it left Elon shattered. So when he opened up again, when he found light in raising XAA-12, it wasn't for clout, it wasn't PR, it was healing. And now The View had twisted that healing into a national punchline. Elon didn't tweet, he didn't post threads or launch memes. He made one phone call, to his lawyers. 2 weeks later, a lawsuit dropped that made legal history. Elon Musk filed an $80 million defamation suit against ABC, The View, and Whoopi Goldberg herself. The charges? Public defamation, emotional exploitation, intentional reputational harm, mocking a child for entertainment, triggering unresolved grief through targeted media attacks. This wasn't about opinion, it was about malice. And Musk came prepared for war. His legal team didn't just file quietly, they dropped a public statement that exploded across the internet. The media landscape must evolve. Influential figures who abuse their platforms to mock, harass, and defame, especially targeting children, must face real consequences. Mr. Musk will not be intimidated. He will not back down.
I don't know what else to say, but it is, I just look at this video and it's so bizarre.
Boom. The internet detonated. YouTubers posted breakdowns. TikTok exploded with replays. Celebrities who normally stayed quiet chimed in. One post read, "You named yourself Whoopi and you're mocking a kid named X?" Another, "Elon's no saint, but this ain't about liking him. This is about crossing a line." And The View, silent. No witty comebacks, no sarcastic segments. Just silence. Because behind the scenes, ABC was in full meltdown mode. Legal teams scrambled. Emails flew like wildfire. Internal messages leaked. One ABC executive reportedly shouted on a Zoom call, "Do you realize how much Musk content we've aired? Scrub it, now." Producers were pulled into emergency meetings. Interns were tasked with reviewing transcripts. Editors dug through archival footage like it was a crime scene. Everything, every word ever uttered about Musk was under review.
Like, come on, man, this is too.
And then came the real bombshell. Elon's team had the receipts. Internal Slack messages from The View producers joking about trolling Musk for clout. Pre-show notes with comments like, "Let Whoopi go rogue. It'll trend by noon." Another read, "Mention the kid's name." Twitter eats it up. They didn't just insult, they planned the insult. Elon's lawyers had it all. And if it went to trial, every message would become public record. Then came the shift. The women of The View, once confident, started to wobble. Joy Behar, usually smug, stopped the jokes. Sunny Hostin, the show's legal expert, began stammering through her segments. Whoopi, once the queen of clapbacks, went quiet. No tweets, no interviews, just silence. Because Elon wasn't bluffing. He was building a case so airtight it could launch into orbit. When the trial began, reporters swarmed the courthouse. But it wasn't the media that made noise. It was the evidence.
I was very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. And it's not good for anyone. And it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever. People got very, very, very angry and still are angry. I mean, I'm getting, all of the mail from folks and the very real anger because people feel very different.
Elon's legal team began with the footage. Clips of Whoopi mocking his son's name, Sunny dismissing his parenting, Joy questioning his sincerity, layer after layer of derision, replayed for the jury. Each time the room fell quiet. Then came the emails. ABC staff joking about triggering Musk, encouraging Whoopi to escalate, referencing Elon's past trauma like it was a PR tool. The judge visibly stiffened. One email read, "We keep poking Musk. He'll snap. That's our viral moment of the week." The jury gasped. ABC's lawyers looked pale. But the final blow came in the form of a studio voice memo, captured off-air during mic checks. Whoopi's voice unmistakable. "Let's keep trolling Musk. Sooner or later, he'll tweet back. It's free ratings." Game over. When court adjourned, Whoopi didn't even look at the cameras. She walked out with her head down. The smirk was gone. The next morning, The View opened without its usual flair. No music, no clapping, just tension. Whoopi leaned into her mic, voice cracking. "Sometimes we cross lines. Sometimes we forget that there's a real person behind the story. If we did that here, I'm sorry." Joy followed. "We love a good debate, but maybe this time we went too far." Sunny nodded, looking at her notes like they'd turned to ash. "We're reflecting. We hope to do better."
And then I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too.
President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening. But Elon's done an amazing job. Isn't it nice to have smart people that we can rely on? Right? Don't we want that? He's done a great job. He's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. That's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
No, nobody wants anything done to the president.
It was lighthearted, and it's the holidays. Come on. My goodness.
You did not mean that anybody should hurt the president.
No,
of course not.
Okay. You know, the thing about this show, there's no way not to step in poo. For all of you who are waiting and saying, oh my God, listen to what she said. I got a cat who does it to me every day.
But it was too late. Elon's team released a cold final statement. We are not seeking an apology. We are seeking accountability. The lawsuit proceeds. And just like that, boom, social media exploded. Memes flooded in. Elon photoshopped in a courtroom with a flamethrower labeled facts. Whoopi ducking behind cue cards marked oops. TikTokers reenacted the apology. YouTubers posted side-by-side comparisons. Whoopi mocking Musk one week, trembling in apology the next. The hashtags, brutal. Musk with a view, just too late Whoopi, shocker, apology denied. Shocking media reckoning, even mainstream journalists joined in. Anchors known for being neutral started questioning if The View had finally crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. One editorial read, "This isn't about Elon Musk. This is about power, abuse, and media consequences." And Elon? Silent, calm, strategic. He didn't need to speak. He already won the narrative. Because when you've got the receipts, the facts, and the upper hand...
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself.
This show has allowed all kinds of people to come on. People we agree with, people we don't agree with. I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation.
You let the world do the talking. Legal analysts called the case a media milestone. If Musk wins, and all signs say he will, it'll set a precedent that changes television forever. One analyst said, "This isn't a lawsuit, it's a warning shot." ABC executives are in full panic mode. Advertisers are pulling back. Ratings are dipping. Crisis teams are rotating shifts like it's a war zone. Inside sources say Whoopi's contract is under review. Some execs want her suspended, others want her gone. Staff are updating resumes.
I don't believe in cancel culture. I like the phrase that my friend Nick Cannon uses. We need counsel culture. You know, in the Jewish faith, Don, we have a concept called shuvah. And shuvah means redemption. It means all of us have the power to admit when we do wrong and to commit to doing.
Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, you know, people put the leg out to trip you going down the...
The word cancellation is being whispered, not of a segment, of the show. And as all this unfolds, Elon Musk stands on the courthouse steps, sunglasses on, as reporters scream questions. He doesn't flinch, doesn't smile. He just turns, gets in the car, and drives off. His lawyer speaks for him. Mr. Musk's position remains unchanged. This lawsuit will not be withdrawn. And that's it. No sound bites, no headlines, just clarity. Too late. That's the message. Not just for The View, but for every network, every pundit, every host who thinks a child's name is a punchline and grief is just a ratings tool. Because when Elon Musk finally said enough, he didn't just silence the studio, he changed the conversation. Now it's your turn. Was Whoopi out of line? Did Elon go too far? Should ABC be held accountable for letting this happen? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, smash that like button if you believe in accountability, not apologies. Hit subscribe so you never miss a single update on this wild legal battle. Because this isn't just drama, it's a reckoning. And Elon Musk, he's just getting started. Stay tuned.